Hello and welcome to Players Might League Quarterfinals. Our showdown between Just Built Different and Benadryl Babylonians. Have we seen these two teams go up against each other? I don't know. But
I think this is the first time.
yeah, no, I do think it is the first time since the whole reshape of Experienced Harveys to Benadryl Babylonians. But be an interesting game. Arguably, both are in the top three. Well, they're at least fighting for it. And you've seen these league stands. Whoever wins this game goes on to fight based out in the semi-finals. Going straight into the pick and bans, they're very much broken. Um, yeah, I'm joined by Ginger Archer and wait, there is something wrong. Benadryl, I'm joined by Ginger Archer and Morton.
Orton.
There we go.
There we go, you got
That's
there.
that's the name.
Bonjour.
that's the guy, guys. Um, as I'm trying to fix the strings, something's very wrong. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, that's an interesting outline.
Can you see what's going on, printers? You can see the pick bands and that, yeah?
Yeah. I'm I fixed the key right now. Not sure
So-
why.
What do you think of the bands, Ginger, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how troll do you think it is that Baron isn't banned?
I think it's quite high. I honestly think that banning Clodner right now isn't actually that impactful. I know she's got low cooldowns, but I just don't think she's as relevant at the moment. Like, assassins are good, don't get me wrong, and she was good, but her best role was in solo, where she could basically be that unkillable warrior that healed. Now that warriors are very killable, I just don't think she's worth banning. I actually think the bans on the side of Just Build Different are very good, very much targeting the auto attackers, but yeah, letting the Baron through, very, very questionable. He's the best support going at the moment.
Yeah, and he's I agree as well with the Cleo point. I think Baron's a perfect sort of first pick, really, because you can flex him into Paul, you can flex him into solo and try and prevent people from counter picking you in either of the roles. And if you're really feeling spicy, you can always throw him into a little bit of mid action. So I do agree.
Jungle.
The
Baron Bungle.
pick and ban little system in Definitive Jivy is a bit broken right now, so we're just gonna go straight into the awesome production quality of just the game.
Wonderful.
I figured that one out.
You're the streamer? Not me.
Yeah, no, please go on with the
So, the Geb first pick is obviously safe. Nemesis into it though, very, very smart. I mean, that's just going to be an absolute shred game. It's a free ult for the Nemesis. It means the Geb just can't be impactful with the late game ults.
Yeah, it's also kind of hard for the Nemesis to on the other side of the coin. It's also hard for her to do anything though, really, right? Because of anytime she wants to pop that shield, it's just gone every time she goes on the back line. I do agree that it's Shred City. We've been seeing in the Masters though. I did see a particular game where we saw Geb in the solo lane as well. He seemed okay.
That's a
Um,
spicy pick that I like.
it was a spicy pick. It was a Geb Sobek solo lane, so nothing happened essentially. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was still kind of spicy. When you're going for those like late game, it's 25 plus minute, just farming to level 20. Who better really than just to play a Guardian in
Yeah.
the solo
I
lane?
mean, not only that, but getting him to that level 20 earlier means he's providing so much support for your hunters, and I mean, they have to be your focal point at the moment.
Yeah,
By far, and I think I like the Cerninos pick up here. We've seen Nacho on it before and really do well on it. And I think here the fact that Benadryl Babylonians have not picked their hunter yet. I like the Emoja. He's good for isolating a Cerninos, but not getting that hunter when the Apollo's open has now been banned. That global presence is really impactful, and the Chernobog
yeah.
gone as well. So they've just completely taken away rotational ability. So
That's
really
the one that
valuing the
I'm sad
1v1.
about. Yeah, I'm sad about that as well. I think last meta you wouldn't dare really pick an ADC first, right? But now I'm a huge fan of the Chernobog more so than the Apollo. It's the level 20, you know, the attack speed stim with you.
Yeah.
If you're getting Silver Branch, whatever, he's an absolute monster.
And if you
Absolute
do the
monster.
early rotations, it's just better as well because you don't lose your mana from rotating. You don't lose an extra wave from rotating with the time it takes you. You're just up and over.
Yeah.
He's much more impactful on the rotations. The only thing is his kit is a little bit more difficult to manage with the 1 and 2 combo. You have to balance whether you aim for that explosion or whether you aim for the enemy god if they say pop a beads or they dodge out of it. And balancing the damage on it can be a bit difficult, but I agree. He is better at the moment.
Have you played much? Have you seen much tier B played? Because when I saw the changes to the solo lane in this meta, one of my first thoughts actually was, and that of my teams was, tier's got to be good now, right? Surely, because he just clears the waves so easily. It's just to me, there was certain warriors that seemed like they're going to be super viable now in the solo lane, and others that weren't. And a few of them was like Hercules, Tyr, King Arthur, Nike, because of how good ADCs are. So I'm curious to see how this Tyr gets on, really.
Yeah. Honestly, another one that I'm surprised isn't being picked up more is Erlang Shen.
Yeah, what's that all about? That's crazy.
I mean, the god's open. I think people are just forgetting quite how good he is into hunters with those changes. I mean, he gets lifesteal and protections if his 1 is active. He scales off of more protections now, which you have by default. The same with health. His kit just better scales with the patch, and yet he's not seeming to get picked up. I really don't get it, especially when we're seeing so many double hunter comps. He can just 1v1 one of them out of the game if their positioning is poor. Or if not, he gets that taunt and leads one to be blown up or burn relics. He's really good into hunters at the moment, and I really think we should be seeing him more.
Maybe people are holding their picks for the late stages of the tournament.
Quite possibly. Is that a hint, Mr. Mawson?
I can't give anything away. There we go.
On paper, then, who do you think wins? Who do you think wins just off of the drafts?
Let me see. Well, I feel like if it goes to level 20 and it doesn't snowball before 20, I think it's just build difference drafts. Honestly, I think that Nemesis has a rough game here into the Darji, into, you know, even the Geb. There's just a lot of CC to pop that shield. Easy to hit CC as well. I think if it goes to 20, I feel like it'd be JBDs if it doesn't snowball early. I'm not keen on picking up a Nemesis first pick. I think she's too easy to counter.
I also think looking at that team, like, how easy is it realistically for her to stick on anyone? Like, they all get out so easily. Like, the Scylla Nemesis dashes on her, she roots her, and or threes away. You know, she's really safe. The Cernunos has a lot of self-peel with the root. Then there's the Geb coming in as well. Like, Tyr doesn't get CC'd. So, I really think, yeah, the Nemesis pick doesn't do well. Here, I think into the Geb alone was a good idea, but they should have waited.
Yeah, and I feel if Nemesis has a good game here, it's purely off of the misplays of the other team. I don't think there's a world here where she should have a good game.
I think the only reason Benadryl Babylonians really win this game is poor coordination of ult timing from Just Build Different. If you look, the Chiron cleanse, if they don't stack the ults properly, that's going to really come into clutch. If they do time the ults properly, every single time they're going to be getting relics or a kill. It's a guarantee. And that just gives them the team fights. So it's all going to be sort of on the Chiron and their timing now.
If you put yourself in the shoes of Scylla and Geb, and you're in a late game team fight, and I mean, you know Nemesis is going to come for you sooner or later, right? And you say, you know, as soon as she comes in, Geb hits a knockup, it's a free Scylla roll.
Yeah.
Every time.
Or even just the root. I mean, it's enough damage, you're going to get the shield out and then you just wait, because the Nemesis can't do anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, gee, the Geb getting low here, a lot of pressure. That is an army clear at the moment for the early level 2 is... I mean, same as it's always been, very, very powerful, but more so now, just with the minions being that little bit more difficult to kill.
quite frankly obnoxious. Go as far as to say, Clear.
It is. Problem is being able to play her late game. That's my struggle with her. Clear is easy. Minions don't dodge. But late
And
game,
it's-
when people dodge, her autos are so difficult to line up.
I feel like late game in Izanami's going to dash away and Tier's just going to follow it with the ult every time, right? It just seems kind of, it just seems like a hard match for her to play in the late game. It just seems super hard. Everyone knows where Izanami's going, right?
Yeah, and she has to save her ult defensively. If if the Tier ults on her and she doesn't have that, she dies. Because the thing is, then she can't actually be in the team fight because she has to constantly run. Something like, maybe an Apollo, which obviously got banned out, would be safe. He's got the dash and the mez. He can always just ult into the air. He's got that ability to sort of get out and re-engage. He is an army, he just has to run. She doesn't 1v1 because of the way her kit works. If her 1 is down, she doesn't heal enough either.
So, I suppose it's a minor point to make, really. But would you go Bumba's Hammer this early on a Baron solo? Because I feel like I'd rather. I might be off the mark here. I know you'd like it for clearing the camps, but I feel like I'd rather just get maybe like the tier 2 Warlock staff come back for the Bumbas later. I don't know if you really need it from level 1. You know,
I get the argument
for kill.
Yeah, I get the argument for both. Because the thing is, the Warlock staff final upgrade is about 900 to 1,000 gold. Now, you can get that in lane, but Baron's clear isn't the greatest. I know his cooldowns are better now, which makes it better for him, but you're gonna likely be losing a fair bit of gold to the tower, or you're losing all your health, in which case you have to back. I kind of get the idea of having the Bumbas just so that you can have those second blue buffs and you can stay in lane a bit longer, the little healing from it. I get it for the sustain purposes.
Yeah, provided your jungler lets you last hit it, of course. A mechanic that not everybody seems to know. Probably should. You have to last hit with that Bumba's Hammer, or you won't get the sustain from it.
I mean, I know that pain. I'm trying to stack Gilded Arrow while I've got Manga supporting me. The man thinks the stacks are his.
So, that actually brings me to a question. If you play Ganesh, I'm assuming when he kills the minions with the stacks on it,
yes, they
go
pass
to you,
straight
right?
over. Yeah, Ganesh is automatic.
Just have him play Ganesh every game.
Well, believe me, we are trying. At the same time, his Athena's so impactful. We also quite like having him on that just because his ults are really good. Baron's having to pop the beads here. Good engaged by Tyr.
So that's a free. I'd like to see Darji rotate. I know he's got his ultimate,
but even if you pop the beads, that just gives Tyr a free blink or ult onto the Baron. He's not a mobile character. So you're doing no harm by just popping an ult over there. Although he can just go over and get the solo kill. First blood onto Framdir. Tyr with the kill. Tyr getting the lead on what he likes to go is this Transcendence Tyr for that extra damage. Now, giving that a lead, the extra scaling, the extra healing, probably not the best idea.
We could see the leveling order for the Baron.
I would be interested in this. So he is maxing the 2.
Correct. Yeah, I was just curious to see, because, I would have cried, I think, if I'd have seen the one getting maxed.
At the same time, though, how easy is it for a Baron to actually hit his 2 on the Tyr? You can just dash out even if he gets 3'd.
I mean, you wait for an auto attack, right? You just with really like most abilities, I suppose you wait. I mean, I know he's wait for him to be in the animation of the dash, or I mean, there's ways around it. I know that it is easy for him to get out of it, but it's a fairly easy ability to hit.
Indeed, and now missing Megatron going down to Wooper. Matt there getting the assist, but honestly doing absolutely nothing. All Wooper running at the Darji there, a really good pickup. Didn't even have to use the ultimate. And Darji dying with ultimate when you've got a Tyr rotating should probably be popping that, even if just to buy time.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of I don't know. Would you say it's more inexperience on the gods? it seems like it. It's similar to like Chernobog, right? If you get ganked, sometimes you just pop your ultimate to buy time and just sit there for a little while. Watch the team rotates to you. Yeah, maybe Meg's not played too much Darcy.
I think that, or potentially even just valuing the ultimate too much. When in the early stages, you're not going to get a perfect ult for a team fight. No one's grouping that much. They've all they're already. It's like there's no harming using it. Your cooldown is going to be up before their immunities.
Yep, and mind you, possibly see the benefits of holding the ult here, maybe.
Quite possibly, although good heal from the Baron, but the Dargy going down. Rupert trading out on tier, popping the shield just to get that little bit of healing, and Dargy, I think Dargy still wins this. If her 2 is coming up,
should win this.
Although she's letting herself get hit by the...
Oh, she missed the 2.
Yeah, she needed to stay out of range for her 2 as well. So if she avoided the Nemesis there, she wins that, but not quite respecting the damage. Well played indeed. Yeah. Really good to get the pick up there, select his targets and not try and save the Baron, which would have let Tyr heal and free cast.
Nothing a little engineering can't solve.
What do you think of Crusher first item on Darcy? Because I'm not really a fan of it, really.
Neither am I, but then I'm also not a fan of the Bumba Spear.
You don't like Bumba's Spear?
Not at the moment. Not in the current meta.
No.
I have the jungle. I think, especially now, it's a late game meta. Why would you not do something that's going to scale and give you vision?
Yeah, for sure. I sort of flip between the both. Personally, when I'm playing in jungle, I personally flip between the both, and it depends on the god that I'm playing. So if I'm more, ability based, I am going for the spear or the hammer. Naturally, if I'm playing like a Nemesis, or a Mercury or something like that, I'll probably go for the eye as well. So I don't know. I don't mind it on Darcy anyway. But yeah, I mean, I built Seer, Eye of the Jungle anyway. Seer, sorry, on Darcy. I do kind of prefer it in a comp setting.
Yeah, I think honestly Darcy doesn't do poorly with just having that little bit of attack speed anyway. I mean, a passive scales obviously it's not hugely, but having that little extra dot is little bits of tick that help, especially against like healing. Well, I suppose the burst is better against healers actually.
There's no way that Whooper should get away here.
They're not even following up.
There's no way that a Nemesis can walk into red buff completely on their own, have a 4-man rotation come in and just completely walk away scot-free. That's criminal.
She popped her CC, popped her shield with all their CC up, and no one's interrupted it. Tyr with another solo kill into the solo lane. Baron at least getting the return kill this time, which is going to give him those 5 Warlock stacks. Very important.
Yeah, Tyr's exerting his dominance on the solo lane this game. You love to see it.
He is. Good anti-pressure here from the go, just to prevent the gank onto Nacho. That's the thing, they really need to just be scaling these hunters up, especially against the Nemesis who can late game probably box if she plays it correctly, and from the way it's been going so far, most definitely can play it correctly. They need to get that hunter online ASAP so they have some counter to it.
The fire giant has arrived.
So far, seems fairly even. It's only a small gold lead on the side of the Babylonians. Yeah, they're doing all right. I mean, the last time I saw the Babylonians play, my issue with them, because I think that mechanically they've got a really solid group of players, but my issue with them was that their farming game was atrocious. And they seem to have worked on that. It seems like they've worked on it a fair bit, so I'm glad to see that they're, in particular Matt, I know he's in his preferred role now, which probably helps, but I'm glad to see that their farm game's better than it was before.
Yeah, it is. I think just being on timer is more for like neutral camps like there, even them managing to pressure out and just getting those mid camps as they spawned. Having sort of being able to force out just built different. It's just those small little leads that you get which are important enough to start to really push. They don't seem like much at first, but if that happens 3-4 times in a row, you're starting to see a level or two's difference.
Yeah, you start to see your interest compounding, right?
Exactly. Putting the eggs into one big basket, which is the mid camps. Or the side camps, whichever it might be. Now, the other thing I noticed before, Wooper there has obviously just cleared out that camp, but the last clear, when Darji was clearing it, there was already a ward on that. I really like this deep vision play from Benadryl Babylonians, just to be able to seek out which side of the map the jungler is on, so they can see whether they can make plays, whether they need to sit back. And
Yeah,
Fizzy
it's so
Mola pulling a Rice with the ult there and ulting nothing. But they are going to clear up Wooper. Really good engage by Tyr and Megatron to follow up the Darji ult coming in here. Are we going to see anyone grabbed, or are we all just going to get beads? Chiron's Clan coming into the Emoja. No one coming in. Tyr with a huge 3-man pull into the Scylla ult. That is a massive play. Matt missing the last ult as well to die.
That was all Tyr. That was a huge 3-man fearless. Huge.
There's a reason he has the name that he does. If he's going in for the solo kill on Nacho and getting it as well. He's just getting lucky on the crit on that last auto. That would not have killed otherwise.
So one thing I'd like to see from Darji maybe is when you're going in on someone, I like to try and, if I know someone's got their beads up like you do in that fight, sometimes I prefer just to insta pull, just hit one target and insta pull, because I feel if you're going 1, 2, 3, you might get 2 sets of beads in it, but I want that instant gratification, and I want to play for like 60 seconds from now. Personally, I like to just grab someone and insta pull them if I can, and just take a gamble, and sometimes pulling them and getting their beads at the same time. Nothing feels sweeter when you're playing Darkshade.
And when you're playing anyone in jungle or anyone in general, just being able to get the beads and still have your ability off. But this is the same thing that I was saying earlier with the Darji holding on to that ult and for the sort of perfect setup, but perfect setup's so rarely going to come because they're not going to group, or they shouldn't be grouping hugely without the beads up. And there you see like the Darji pulled no one. If Tyr hadn't gone in and got huge fearless, that fight comes to nothing for Just Feel Different. So I completely agree. Just getting the instant pull, definitely worth it.
Yeah, I think so.
I also think they do need to be playing more around the duo lane now. Like, good, they got the Pyros. They're getting the objectives. They're not just getting the kills and leaving. But Asin is an army with a 2-level lead right now. Any hunter with a 2-level lead at the moment is an issue because they are going to be able to snowball.
And we know that they're going to be licking their lips at the moment at the sight of that Gold Fury, right? And but yeah, I agree. They need to go and shut her down. She's level 15. Level 15 in 14 minutes.
Yeah,
she's absolutely huge.
Yeah, she's getting all the neutral farm here. Like, look, even now that small camp, hers. If she gets the timer on the purple buff, that's hers as well. Because if Nacho fights that, he dies 1v1, and she knows it's there.
And the thing is as well is it's not like you have a rough matchup. Like it's not like someone that you can't gank. It's not like it's going to be a Heimdall or a Jing Wei that's just going to get away. You're playing Darji into Izanami. Like I feel like if there was a lane for you to camp this game, it's going to be duo, right? Because Gyron can cleanse it pretty much every time. Baron's a hard kill.
Although they are doing a good job of shutting it down, but the thing is, the Baron's getting yet another return kill. So, you know, with the wave where it is as well, they don't even force the Baron to lose an extra wave to the tier. The Baron doesn't lose that much here. They're not forcing in the tower. There's nothing gained but the kill.
On an under-leveled opponent, yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's a mage going tanky. Like, they're still going to be annoying late game just with the cooldowns. He's got the breastplate done. He's got warlocks almost stacked. Like, he's still going to be a nuisance, regardless of whether you gank him this much, because he's only 1 level down.
All powered up.
Yeah, I'm super surprised at the moment that I know I'm sort of flipping back to what I said before. But I'm super surprised that this Izanami has given so much room to just do what they want. I would love this matchup as a jungler into a duo lane, just having a Darji into an Izanami.
I mean, you just know where she's going. You get one ability off, you track her in stealth.
Exactly. You don't even need to build an Arendite or a Seer to Seer with a passive. You've got tick damage in your kit. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But she's so free, so unbelievably free.
Completely.
Even if you go out there once, you burn her bead, you come back 60 seconds later, she could be sat under a tier 2 tower. It don't matter. You blink out her and pull her out to someone else that might be there. There's nowhere safe for her at that point.
Agreed.
She's just totally free.
And this is exactly what happens. Here's an army, gets a 3-0 off the secure gold tree. She's not back for a while. Her gold in hand must be around 3,000 or 4,000 right now. Yeah, pretty much 3,000. That's a full item and a half she gets for free.
Yeah, now she'll come back, spend that gold. They'll probably try and gank her, and she'll end up getting, you know, 2 or 3 kills or something because she's been able to spend that. A lead's not a lead until you spend that gold, right?
Exactly. But what I'm thinking she might be doing right now is thinking, I've got a huge level lead. We're even on items, so I can just stay here. She might be looking to just get the Deathbringer and forego the Silver Branch. She's got the gold for it. It's 2950 unupgraded. She can buy that right now. And with that lead, I would be tempted. You're getting crits, so you're getting pen. What's the harm in going for it? And they're paying her no attention, so she doesn't need the pen for fights. They're not fighting her.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a. I mean, she also gets the pen from a passive, right? So it's not the end of the world if an Eastern army does go Deathbringer here. I would respect that, actually. I think that's kind of a Chad move. I think it'd be a smart move. Because at this point, it's really only like it's Darji has to come out and shut her down. So why not just go for the extra crit and just blow up this Darji if she tries?
Like if you're getting ganked by, say, the support and the mid, then maybe that's different. But when you're just sat in the 1v1, if an assassin comes over, you need to just be able to burst and not do the sustained damage. So yeah, I'm in complete agreement. On the other hand, I'm seeing here now, you're the jungler, mate, so you'll be able to tell me more about this. The Nemesis with Executioner, third item. How do you value that instead of the Nemesis just getting a Silver Branch yourself?
Well, I actually don't mind it because the reason I don't mind it is it's not you've got 3 auto attackers on your team, right? And you're going to be shredding protections for them as well. So it's not going to be useful. Not only going to be useful in the team fights, killing tanks, you're also going to be able to utilize it on the objectives for your hunters. Throw a few autos in it, everyone's doing more damage. So I don't mind it. I know that. Well, I'll get back to it after this fight, eh?
Agreed. They've managed, Baron Samedi managing to stay alive, get reinforcements, and now Tyr's in a poor position, overextending. And he's alone with the support, both of them in bad position, 1v5, and they both go down. And now that opens a window for Benadryl Babylonians to maybe look at Fire Giant here. They've got the Izzet army there who, interestingly, gone the kin size. Now, I'm looking at the team of Just Build Different, and I'm looking at their health. And I'm thinking the kin size is a wasted item right now. Especially when it only procs once.
Yeah, I mean, Tyr's not building too much HP. It's really only the Geb. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't hate it. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. I think I would have liked to have seen more crit, honestly.
Yeah. I think crit at the moment has to be the value play. Because you can have kins that does 50 extra damage per hit. Fair enough. Crit is going to double your damage. It's going to be 100 to 150, if not more. And I think, yes, you can shut down a single ADC if they get Spectral, but, you know, the Chiron, as the Geb goes down here very quickly, the Chiron's just going flat pen, the Nemesis is just going no crit. To get a Spectral for one character, is it worth it? And honestly, if she goes Deathbringer, this is something I've been valuing triple crit at the moment. Wind Demon, Deathbringer, and another crit item. It feels wonderful.
If she is a level 20 Izanami right now, then yes, yeah, I would definitely say it's worth getting it. But I would still build crit into Spectral in this current meta. Like, it's so strong.
Yeah, so would I. And actually, good defense here from Just Built Different, picking up 2. Pet Monster and Gordon going down here. Zip Zap getting tier in response, and the Phoenix does go down, so... And actually, naturally picking up Wooper, who's overstayed hugely. I think his
That
man's
was a
just overfounted.
self-deletion.
That was a self-deletion.
That was a self-deletion.
You know
Ran
what?
through Phoenix with no issue.
I think he's looking at where he is, and he's thinking, I just need to back. I think it's a tactical death, that's what it is.
You reckon? It's quicker
Yeah,
back.
he was 3-0, he'd already lost his shutdown, so what's the harm in just dying again?
Or maybe you felt bad for Nacho and said, you know what, I'll gift you one.
My friend's very angry.
Quite possibly. But the worst
But
bit
yeah.
about it was he died to the Phoenix. He didn't even die, he just died to Phoenix.
To go back to this Executioner, I don't mind it. But I think to myself, like, Nemesis still really strong with the ability hybrid builds. But I feel like if you're going to build an auto attack, I would still just rather have like a crit auto attack build. I mean, if you really want to build auto attack, I would still rather build as a crit auto attacker at the moment.
Yeah.
Personally.
And I think they're trying to avoid double crit. I think that at the end of the day, I think that is what is trying to be avoided, but...
Who cares?
Exactly, like your Risen Army's so fed now. What they're doing is they're assuming that Just Built Different can kind of get to a late game, but right now there's an 8k lead for Benadryl Babylonians. Like, and this is the thing that shows that kills aren't everything. They're only 1 kill ahead, but they are hugely ahead on gold, hugely ahead on towers and phoenixes. Like their objective play has been really strong. They've pick the right moments to call it. You know, they're not losing anyone to objectives. They're getting them clean. They're getting out. They're only doing it when they outnumber. It's smart. That's what's giving them the lead.
I think we would see a more drastic lead as well if the Inzan army wasn't so huge at the moment. So I think the 8k gold difference that we're seeing, or nearly 9, is under exaggerated, if you will, because the Inzan army is sort of dragging that figure back up for them somewhat. So it just goes to show how well the Barry's the Benadryl Babylonians are playing with their farmer macro game.
It does. I think it also shows just how little importance Just Built Different have put towards that duo lane this game. Because right now the Inzan army's running the show.
Do you think maybe the root cause of this? Do you think there's a world in which they maybe come into this game thinking they're playing like a bottom of the league team or almost bottom? Maybe. I mean, I don't think so, but it's possible. But they come in, maybe underestimated them.
I think it's possible.
Because this ain't the JBD I've seen in the past, personally.
No. And I think the other thing is, you know, they've got a sub in. Now, you know, the Geb's not been dreadful. He's missed an ult. Sure, but you know, he's been in fights, I think, playing a bit too much around the front line, but it's not been bad. I just think they're playing on the fact that they haven't got their regular support in Dorsey, who is, you know, top 2 supports in the league. Him, red, purple, blue, very close to one another in terms of their technical ability. And I think that no matter what, you cannot just get that out of your head that you're playing with someone different. Along with the fact that Nathan and Mystic Megatron, they swapped roles recently. That's still an adjustment that the team might be making. I don't know how much they've scrimmed. These little changes, rather than thinking that they're playing against this team that's weaker, they're more just, they're having to focus too much on still adjusting, rather than actually playing the game how they normally would.
Yeah, that's a good point. You might have hit the nail on the head.
Now, at the same time, Benadryl Babylonians have a different jungler, solo, and ADC. So the same goes for them. However, they seem to be coming in and just playing their own game rather than playing the team game. They're just doing what they know works and making it work.
This is all where the importance of a loud, good shot caller comes in, right? Because you can make those changes, provided that the players, you know, can hit their buttons. You have a very loud shot caller that's basically calling everything. You can sort of negate those issues to quite a large amount.
Agreed.
So maybe that's what we might be seeing here. Maybe
I think Geb's going to go down here. Yep, Zip's out cleaning it up. The Moja is a nice ult, but here out of position. I mean, he's still level 19. All of that lead they put into him has done absolutely nothing. Right now, that looks like it's going to be yet another fire giant for Benadryl Babylonians, and they're just going to get that and ready to re-siege the Phoenix. I also do like their builds here. I'm mainly looking at the emoji with the Spear of the Magus. Their magical damage isn't overly high. The Baron Samedi is sat at maybe 190, 200 power without the buffs. So just having that extra little damage for him from the emoji, I think, is really smart, really nice. Affordable as well with their lead.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to have maybe seen potentially an E-Star from the Baron. I think that's a really strong item right now. And
Never be too careful.
it's not the end of the world. I know Breastplate's a great item.
Really good
Army.
defense here from Just Built Different. Nacho with a huge ultimate to pick up double kill there on Zip Zap. Chemos getting the heal on his ultimate, might just about live here, and he's dashing away. I don't know if the Geb kills him if he catches him. He's put the cleanse on down to heal himself, but no, he is getting out. Well played by Monster mid on the Chiron, and now instead Famdir going down. Although is he going to get him? No, Scylla Crush kills him there.
You don't survive that. Not at this stage in the game. That was a really good play there by Matt, actually, to get away. Make sure he gets the kill and to get away. Well, good use of relics. We love to see it.
And also good lack of building Crusher on Chiron, because the amount of times that has stolen my heal in the past, I cannot count. And this is why I'm not a Diamond Chiron. But they're doing the right thing here as well, Just Build Different, getting these small wins. They've got this defense. They've lost 2 Phoenixes, but they're still pushing up. They're taking these towers. They're making the little wins count, keeping themselves in the game as much as possible. Now, they are still another 5,000 down from the 10 minutes ago, but we're getting to the stage now where people are at pretty much full builds anyway. The only difference it's going to make is when we come into the 3k potions, the elixirs.
Yeah, I think that JBD are doing good, but they still really do have a mountain to climb at the moment. Pretty much every neutral camp is available to Babylonians for free, so it's it seems like they need to be in a position to just try and steal objectives. Really, at this point, they've got such a mountain to climb at the moment. I know they've done good. They've done good to keep it where it's at and to not be totally dominated by now, but it can be deceiving. There's just a large gold lead there. That's a good, well, almost item per player.
Yeah, I think the plays that they should almost be making is waiting until they know the Benadryl Babylonians are taking objectives, because you know that, with the way the meta is, there's going to have to be someone zoning. Well, if you've got your hunter with you, it doesn't matter who that person is. You can get a nice free pick there, and if you can get those picks, you can just hold their siege that little bit. I think they just need to be looking more around that.
It's a very execution kind of heavy comp with the playing looking for the Scylla 2 ults. If they're not communicating well, they're going to struggle to do anything really.
Really nice placement Gordon there. His portals to try and push people back in were really good. Brought them a lot of pressure and able to then isolate. Framdir picking up Dramatize with 3. Naji getting no one, and Scylla still firing the ults. That's painful to see. All 3 Phoenixes down now, and I think it only takes one more push now, and Benadryl Babylonians win. Double Hunters, they have a free push now.
I feel like here the Babylonians should have they could have easily just split up here and taken every bit of farm available in the jungle before backing here. Really, all they're doing, the yellow buff's coming up, the back camps are up, the blues are up, the scorpions. This is like free farm for JBD to just take at this point. You still got a while on Fire Giant. There's no gold. You might as well take the times to grab those camps and just stop them from getting any extra golds. Just take away their comeback clause, if you will.
Agreed. I'm honestly wondering there, there are no structures up for Just Build Different. Scylla Dargy ults were down. They had to go and heal. I know Zip Zap was low. You've got the emoji too. She had a fair bit of Omi. Could they have potentially just sieged and ended?
They could have done, yeah. They got the Fire Giant buff. They got loads of heals, yeah, on their team. potentially. I mean, I am not. I am never one to hate on a team for for deciding to take the safe option. I'll never hate on someone for that because I feel like the way that I call for my teams is very much the same. If there's even a slight chance that they could defend, and I will just say no. We'll come back to it. The lead's so massive at this point. You can
There's
put
no rush.
EFG's coming up. Yeah, take your time. Just wait for EFG end after. So I don't. Yeah, they definitely could have done. I like their call personally.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think it is definitely the right call. I'm just speculating on whether if they were being more aggressive, they actually could have just gone for it. Really.
Yeah.
I think definitely waiting is the correct call.
Did you see the Masters games? Was it yesterday or the other day where Stuart he got that 4-piece, didn't he? Defending the Titan on his own.
He
It
did
just goes to show how much tankier and stronger the Titans are now. So yeah.
They are, but again, there's the complete lack of structure presence. Geb going in here, but where's his follow-up? Like, has he called this? I mean, he's just a free pick now, and yeah. It was a good blink hold, don't get me wrong, but you've got 4 people in base. Someone has to come into that, and they're really staggering this, although there is going to be a pickup. Huge Scylla ult, really good pickup by the Dargian next. Chiron free casting, they're pretty low. I'm wondering if Tyr can get them there, but the emoji healing too much. And just feel different, go down. 1-0 to Benadryl Babylonians after the first game.
That was interesting. That was a really good bit of link-up play there between Nope and Tyr. I really liked that fearless into the Scylla ult, pretty much shut down, or killed one of their player in a blink of an eye. But questionable engagement there from Geb. I don't know whether it was poorly communicated or whether he's seen an opportunity and gone for it. It was a great ult. He had no one there with him, so questionable play. Kind of just through the late game team fight. Honestly, that once he died there, the game was over. Essentially,
Yeah.
it's kind of.
I think the idea was good, but I don't think anyone else realised it was happening.
Yeah, maybe he didn't. Maybe the communication wasn't there. Like everyone's guilty of that from time to time. You see this absolutely perfect opportunity, you go for it. You haven't communicated it. You just maybe expect people to be there. They're not ready, and you die. It kind of sucks. It's unfortunate.
Agreed. I think we have to a little bit of respect here towards a few people. Nathan in mid lane. 20,500. He's almost matched the Izanami damage. He had a huge lead. He's come in and done a good bit of work here. And the other thing I want is just
Deathless as well.
Yeah, 10,000 healing from the Emoja. That is cracked.
So
That is absolutely cracked.
When you put it into this perspective, right? The Emoja heals have essentially nullified like what 8 Scylla ults, maybe.
I mean,
7 Scylla ults.
The other way to put it in perspective, she's completely nullified Dargy.
Exactly,
Dargy just didn't exist that game.
Exactly, yeah. She is taking one person's damage essentially over the course of the game, and gotten rid of it. That's like a 4v5 essentially. That is disgusting.
Now, that's not saying that Dargy did anything wrong. That's more just credit to the Emoja. That is an incredible amount of healing.
Yeah.
I'm honestly wondering, for all the lead they had, the amount that Gordon kept them alive, I think he might take my MVP for game 1.
Do you know what? I am leaning towards agreeing actually there. Yeah, for sure. They all played good. Some better than others for sure. But that healing is absolutely that's disgusting. Quite frankly, 10.5k healing. That is disgusting. No, I agree for sure.
On the other side, actually a close second, I am actually going to give to the Chiron mid. Damage taken very low to me indicates good positioning from a Chiron. He's kept her range, been impactful with the ults.
Yeah, and it's not like he's been out. It's not like he's been playing back without doing damage either. He's still pumped out 22k. So yeah,
I think between the two of them, really well played. Gordon still edges it, but on the whole, that was a very good game from Benadryl Babylonians.
And doesn't Matt look better now that he's back in the mid lane?
And not playing Medusa.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. So into game 2, and actually the respect ban on the Nemesis, I don't agree with that. I know it did well early, but I don't think it was enough to be worth banning.
The thing is with Nemesis, this is a really good meta for her. I think in this current meta, I think she's very strong, and she is someone that personally I would look to ban myself quite a lot. She's so, if you think in an auto attack meta, a god with her passive, she just wins 1v1
Agree.
trades against practically anybody, and the shield healing. I think that she's incredibly strong.
But do you value that over the Mercury or the Kali, one of which right now is going to get through? The Kali, both of which who are late game monsters, especially with Mercury going crit.
It's kind of a rock paper scissors type thing, because the Nemesis will, in that 1v1 trade, the Nemesis will take the Merc, the Kali will take the Nemesis, the Kali takes the Merc. I think
takes
it's more
the Hunters.
Yeah, I think it's personal preference. To be honest, like if you want to say you wanted to ban Merc, you might be banning the Merc because you don't want to have your ADC sat on an island for the entire game, being unable to play, right? If you want to ban the Nemesis, then maybe you're looking to take an auto attacker of your own, and you want to get rid of it because of how strong she is. So overall, I actually really like JBD's first 3 bans here. The Baron, I think, should be banned or picked first, pretty much anyway. He's so strong if played right. And the Bakasura, Nemesis, Mercury, I think and Kali are others that you can ban. So the Kali one for me is, I actually kind of place her lower than the Nemesis, Baka and Merc, purely for the fact that she doesn't like building crit. And crit's so strong right now, and it only takes a little bit of CC to shut down a Kali.
Same could be said also for a Nemesis.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And they're valuing the Geb first pick again here. I mean, for all of this, neither of them got banned. Baba Yaga went out, so another respect ban to the mid laner, Apex D, who does have a very good Baba Yaga. And both Kali and Mercury getting through. Honestly, into the Geb, I just think you just don't pick either of them anyway. If I'm
the casual Mercury enjoyer, I hate playing against Geb. If I'm looking to play Mercury in a ranked game, I'm usually just like banning out like a Geb. It's so frustrating.
They've actually locked it in though. Now,
it's
here I would be valuing that Yamoja very highly, and if they're not going to go for Yamoja, I would be good looking for a Kepri for the Mercury. Allow him to just dive and do his thing.
Kepri is a huge
pair
up here.
Yeah, I think at the moment he is one of the top, if not top supports, just because he gives an auto attacker a second life.
The problem you can find sometimes when you play the Kepri is that you can ult in as a Merlin, as a Mercury, overshoot your ult, which is very easy to do, and then be out of range of the heal. When it comes to pair ups for Mercury, I actually really, and I think it's good into Geb, I actually really like the, well, it's not good into Geb because of Geb's cleanse, but I like the Ymir purely for the late game team fights, for like throwing the wall up behind them in an alleyway and having a Mercury blast through, getting off some golden blades procs with your crits. You might die, get 3 autos off and die, but those ult and 3 autos will turn the tide of that fight.
There's also the Athena who can just dive with him.
Exactly, or if you're a scumbag King Kai players, you play like, Nox Athena and a Mercury or some shit,
So
sure.
I'll be honest, I like Merlin. I like Merlin at the moment. His ability to just have low cooldowns and get constant procs on Soul Reaver and E-Staff, those sort of just shredding items, is very powerful. I also think on that element, Thoth is quite good at the moment as well. I think he's not as good as he was when he could just one-shot anyone who was relevant. But I think his ability to kind of shred constantly and just still be that nuisance is decent. It's not as good as it was, but it is still a good pick.
Kumbhakana pick. Sorry, I know it's different. The Kumbhakana pick, I have to jump in here and say that I actually really like Kumbhakana picks into the Kali. There is nothing worse than popping your ult as a Kali and being uppercutted straight into the air. It's the worst thing. If you've got a bit of communication with your team, You go, I'm mezzing Carly, don't hit her.
Yep.
And then that's it, job
That's
done.
3 seconds. She's gone. That's most of her ult.
She's dead. Yeah, it's. I actually really like that pick.
I agree. And the thing
I
is,
re-
even if you break them as early, she gets her attack speed lowered. Which I think a lot of people forget about that part of the Goomba mez.
That's an excellent pick there. Whoever on the side of Benadryl Babylonians, whoever's making calls like that to pick that Kumbhakana, just keep having them pick your gods for you, I would say.
Agreed. Unless you're playing us in the next set, in which case please don't. Because I like
then
winning.
what you do is you let Matt pick for you, and then he'll just like, pick a rat and feed.
And then he'll pick up Wash mid with Blink.
You can't give away scrim secrets like that.
No, it was in-houses, that's different.
Oh yeah, right, no, that's true.
I must say, a bit of respect given here by Benadryl Babylonians, banning out the Tier and the Cernunnos from that game and picking up the Apollo. Now, just feel different. Banned out the Izanami, understandable, but I feel like they could have dealt with that if they just paid it more attention.
The
Chernobog ban, but leaving Apollo open? You're just leaving yourself open to rotations.
The Izanami ban, I think, is poor because she didn't get huge off of being Izanami. She had kind of a bad matchup that game, like in terms of the Daji coming to it. All they had to do was rotate the Daji out and kill her. That was it. I don't think she's worthy of a ban here personally. Yeah, it's a rough one. I don't like it.
And final pick, Jormungandr being hovered.
Sure, I'm a fan of it.
I don't either.
I just think that, Rama Kali...
Honestly, I'm not a fan of either of these solo lane picks. Right now.
Yeah,
I really don't think either of them are impactful.
The Sun Wukong will most likely die before he can even get into his ult. If the Mercury and Merlin just decide to go, okay, we're just going to kill the Sun Wukong. If he say he overextends, they go, okay, we're just going to burn him. Like, who better to do that than Mercury Merlin? Because you're not really building much protections on Wukong, right? So you just die so fast.
No, this may be a bit troll, but I think there, if I'm Benadryl Babylonians, I'm picking a Hades over a Jormungandr. I think that fits really nicely into that team. Like, just as on the friendly side, that fits so nicely.
Yeah, I would sooner have that than the Yorm. There's only one condition I would take the Yorm in this game, and that's if Alfie01 is playing the Yorm. That's it. Because then I can make the exception.
Yeah, you can let him play that when we meet you in the final, because we will. Okay. Because I like playing into Yorm at the moment. He's very easy to hit.
Yeah, it's for sure.
So go ahead.
We'll see how good Hunters are next patch though. If they trash again,
I don't think they will be. I think
Slamlock.
I think next patch what we're going to see is a shift from buying Devos to Bloodforge and just getting double lifesteal builds. Because Bloodforge gives you more power, you get the earlier spike because you don't have to stack it. It's only 5% less lifesteal. You pair that with an Atalanta's, it's still good. Pen is still good. Like I don't think Hunters are in the dirt at all. I think it's a fair nerf.
I think it's healthy. I think the problem is that they've kind of made Warrior. I mean, that's probably another reason not to play the Yorm, I suppose. But they've kind of made Warrior jungles really good again. I think it's a Blackthorn Glad Shield nerf. So curious to see actually how. I think the ADC nerf was fair. I think the Warrior buff was a little bit too much. So
at least Glad Shield doesn't heal again. I got told they reverted it, and I got worried.
Yeah, could you imagine King Arthur back in the meta again? Like, well, with Glad Shields anyway. The season 7 Glad Shields.
Postponing all league games until they changed it. No shame in admitting.
It gives me nightmares going back to just thinking about that. Honestly, trying to gank a King Arthur and just 1v3 in like
you had to pick Sobek and just hope you could block him under tower because he was too aggressive because you could anti-heal it. That was like the only thing you could really do. It was disgusting. I don't want to go back to that.
What do you think of the arrow nerf then? Because you think I feel like they've gone a bit too over the top with that, like the gold stacks.
Maybe I think people undervalue how much gold you could get from that item.
Mhm.
I think 5 gold would have been fair. I think they've gone double as much as they needed to on the nerf. The 7, I agree. Like at the moment, if you're getting that once to twice a wave, 40, you're basically gaining an extra creep of gold each wave. If you're stacking up 20 to 30 waves a game, that's quite impactful. You know, you're looking at an extra 500 to 1,000 gold. 5 gold, maybe I think fair. You're only looking at maybe an extra 300 to 600, provided you get them all.
Yeah.
Really late hog coming in there. I honestly don't like the hog pickups anymore either. I don't think it's a valuable pickup at all on supports. You don't need it to clear.
I actually do agree. I was gonna say I noticed the difference in the only time I pick the hog up is as a jungler now for that XP camp.
Yeah,
There's the
agreed.
starts that we're seeing now.
The triple camp split, it's efficient. You don't lose any minions even if the other team don't do it. There's no reason not to. You're just preventing an invade if you lose pressure.
Exactly. Even if they don't do the start, they try and push the wave. You clear it under tower. It's no drama.
Again, Fizzy McFluff on the Geb getting pushed really low and forced into an early relic in lane. A theme in both games, and just wondering if he's not quite respecting the damage coming out early enough. Again, from 2 gods, is an army who just clears ridiculously and hits you through the wave. The Apollo who gets that steroid. A little bit of a lack of respect maybe to Hunter's early power, even though you are that little bit healthier.
Yeah, Fizzy, you got to realise you're a Geb, and your clear is effectively 0 at level 1. Just relax.
Yeah.
I do want to note though the Mercury starting off with the
straight into the rage. You're assuming he's actually almost dying here, diving and good zoning too
not a
by.
fan of it.
Okay, well, so no, neither am I. I think you're better getting either the golden blade or just rushing the stone cutting sword.
The thing is prior to these mid buff camps buffs, I always, as a Mercury main, I always went rage first because you could still clear, but now it feels like you go into that item, you don't get a golden blade. Your clear is so much slower.
You lose half your health as well from one camp.
Yeah,
because you just take so long to clear it.
Exactly.
Now, that's one thing I do like about the next patch is that they're making buffs less dangerous. Because right now, it feels a bit bad for mid laners. They can't clear. They just die.
Yeah, you've got to play Poseidon, haven't you? And that's it. That's your only option. Or I mean, I'm surprised actually we haven't seen any AMC. Or even, I know AMC's better, but I'm surprised we haven't seen any AMC. Honestly, I would much rather have an AMC than like even a FOF, to be honest with you. In this, he just does so much damage.
The one that I actually really like mid is on her. Because if you're not picking up any, he's got pen shred. It's like having an Exion team for free. I mean, it's only for him, but you know, late game that makes like a 10 damage difference in every single hit. So 20 extra damage on your crits.
Pennies make pounds.
And he can get the solo kills early. That ultimate still does over half of someone's health at level 1 if you hit every shot. I think if you're looking to be sort of aggro in mid, and that's your sort of win condition, Yana's a good pick.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that. I've never really played it personally. I mean, I'm not really much of a. I just jungle main, don't I? So I've never really played it that much. Really, every time if I do play mid, and I'm picking an ADC, I'm going Chiron or AMC usually. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a go in my next casual game.
Yeah, I mean, I played one on her mid the other day, and I really enjoyed it. I found it was actually quite impactful. A lot of that is also because the double hunter comps are working really well at the moment. We'll see if they're still actually good next patch. Now, I am interested here. There's a low. Oh, I say there's a low in action. Geb's probably going to go down. He's used his knock-up. There's no way he gets a rollout here, is there? Good block from Nakumba, missing, dashing through to get in the way.
Oh,
One hit.
He didn't.
No, Nakumba, don't do it. Do not do it. Oh, he's got the first blood, the shell. His passive's there. And actually, Mercury blocking without taking too much aggro. Good mess from the Apollo. He's
Gordon
out.
with the play.
Look, the dash in from Rama, that's cocky. I mean, he gets the kill.
Well
With
played.
no mana, they could potentially have turned on Rama there as well.
Yeah, I have to. Counter
Ooh,
gank.
Zip, is he gonna go down the Rama? Apollo Wall comes out. Is he gonna out? No, Carly picks up the kill.
You're never
One of the
living
last
there.
gods you want getting an early kill.
Oh, we've seen Nopes back in the jungle. I hadn't noticed.
So he is. I mean, we should have guessed when we saw the Thoth come out, really. Missing Megatron's Thoth is disgusting.
I was on the receiving end of that myself, and I can say yes, it's true. Off is disgusting, and he earned a respect ban from us, that's for sure.
Yeah. That added to the danger list.
Yeah, I'm not. Do I ban it in this current meta? No, he doesn't feel like he does anywhere near as much damage. I think he's still good, but I just think there's just better mid laners out there.
Yeah, he used to be my top ban in ranked. Now it's Jingwei. I hate Jingwei. I hated her enough when I was trying to play Medusa against it, and Marsh is just there like, oh, I'm gonna run away now. And I was getting really bored in that game, and now you can run away and then just kill me anyway.
It's obnoxious.
I hate that god.
Bakasura is my ranked ban. If I'm not playing him, I'm banning him basically.
Yeah.
I can't be dealing with any of that. I mean, Bakasura is super strong at the moment.
He is.
I would have no problem first picking a backer, honestly. I know he can be countered, but I would have no problem.
Agree. Now, I am actually interested here. There's a little bit of lull in the action. We keep talking about ranked. What do you queue as your second role?
Mid, baby. Yeah, mids. Yeah, definitely. I queue jungle and mid. I would queue support, but not in ranked, mate.
Gordon with the rotation. But Nacho managing to dash out on the whiffed ult as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It was a good job. Yeah, it was a good job Gordon turned up. I mean, Zipzap was losing that trade really hard. He's lower on the Devo stacks, lower on level. You don't beat Arama in 1v1 unless you're slightly ahead. It doesn't really happen. Or Panda Cat. Or the Rama is one Steven Zapman.
Yeah, that's true. So what's your second role then?
Now this is going to be questionable. It used to be mid, because I would play hunters in mid. Now, I play solo, because I pick Apollo. And Mr. Nacho going down, another good gank here by NopeXD. They're actually doing what they needed to do last game. Shutting down the ADC.
Who would have thought, eh? Maybe, oh no wait, this isn't live. I was going to say, maybe they heard the stream. No, not this time.
Wait, it's not live? I didn't know this.
Spoiler alert. I mean, I suppose it would be
haven't spoiled
seconds
anything.
of Matt to be playing the game and in chatting away.
Imagine. I mean, you say that, he normally does it.
It's just a different breed.
NopeXD out of position here, that's a free kill from the Mercury. Gebbolt just on the Kumba, no impact whatsoever. Honestly, a waste of an ult, should have just ran. And the Miracle coming and falling short. Looking at the Geb though, chasing quite deep. Geb using the roller, he needs to dash now, and he does. Catches the dash. Kumba there following up. Shell comes out from the Geb. The root's there, they've got him just out of range. Gordon going for the dive. I don't think he should be doing this. His passive won't be up for another few seconds yet. The disengage coming. Could have had the pick off there.
The pressure is enough to get that red buff. Done a good job there.
It is, yeah. Small wins. Yeah, and they've managed to get the invade, stop them. Benadryl Babylonians. Just feel different from getting it, sorry. Mystic Megatron, I think, stopped that kill happening. Just position himself enough to poke out the two while they tried to dive the tower.
Whilst you're in that position, you got the Geb running for his life and no backup coming. Do you not just like try and grab a cheeky totem there as well? Like grab the juices, you know.
Well, the thing was, the Merlin was still in mid, and actually Merlin going down here, forced out the bees. Really aggressive play by Mystic Megatron, and he's got his first Charon coin stack. He sniffed that. Mr. Nacho dashing in on Zipzap. Zipzap out of mana, so if he finds a good engage, he will not be able to ult away. Carly's pathing over again, maybe looking for a dive. Carly ult is available. Zips up, stepping out of the tower. If we go over there, I think he is going to go down. No mana to escape. Manages to get under tower.
Killing spree.
Nacho gets him with the Rama snipes.
I wasn't expecting him to really be able to die all that easy. To be honest, I assumed he'd go over, mez the Kali and just run. I don't know. I mean, we didn't really see it outside of the mini map, so I don't really know what went on there.
I know exactly what went on as an ADC player. Zips up, stepped up, thinking, I'll just heal off this wave. Nacho out-damaged it hugely with those astral arrows. Zips up, tried to back out, had used his one to clear, got out of mana, had nothing to stop the Kali just diving him.
Got punished. Thanks for the insight.
Exactly that. What's going on here? Just Build Different managing to confirm the Gold Fury, although Gordon picking up the kill onto Fuzzy Fluff. The Mercury Rooper dashing in, picking up a kill onto Nopex D as well, so Kali going down. 2-1 on the Gold Fury. Leads out from Mystic Megatron, but they're still chasing deep into the jungle here. Not long off of a Mez. The blink in from Mercury. There's the Mez. Going in, and there's the kill for Mercury. 3 kills for Gold Fury, potentially 4 here with Tyromatized out position. Kind of low on mana. And has used it all. He doesn't have enough to ult here. Merlin getting the free engage. The Gebolt is good. Just enough mana from Tyr to get into the air. And now it's turned back to Just Built Different again. Benadryl Babylonians going a little bit too hard there. Had they just taken the kills and backed out, not chased some Wukong, that's suddenly worth for them. They've gone a little bit too hard there. And now Nacho is the one with a 3-level lead in duo lane.
That is a classic ranked tunnel vision.
Absolutely. As soon as they see the Wukong start channeling his ultimate, they need to leave.
It's one thing that I always try to drum into. I mean, me and my team personally, they're pretty good for it. But one thing I always try to drum into them is that I might rotate all the way over to duo right for a gank, and I get their beads. Now that's a win. I'm happy to just leave at that point. Like, okay, you might be able to get the kill, but I've come out, used my ultimate, got their beads. That is a win. Just take the little small wins. As you were saying earlier, always compounding interest and all of that. Just take those little small wins. Got his beads, for example. We got 2 kills, so let's back off, invade some farm, and then come back. But instead, they've got a couple of kills. They've died for it, and they're probably worse off for it, honestly.
They are. If they'd got the kills and got out, they would have been on the better half of that trade, even with Just Build Different getting the Gold Fury. The way it is now, they've overextended. They've tried to overgain the lead. They've tried to gain too much from it. Wooper getting the kill on Traumatized over here. Without that ultimate, some Wukong very susceptible. And going into the double stacking build, so not even tanky right now. I'd have wanted a bit of defense right now. I think he should have gone into an early Spirit Robe. Get that dual defense. It deals with the Orm and the jungler. Deals with the CC.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. I have tried double stacking actually in the solo lane because of how slow the games are at the moment. It's been fine, but it's just a matter of whether you can do it without getting punished, you know.
Yeah, the Wukong finally is punished. Zippy's up dashing in onto Nacho with the 2-level lead. Nacho actually backing out. I think if he popped his one, he could have taken that fight there.
Strange,
he's got an extra relic on the Apollo and crit.
And he's got crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange one. Maybe, I mean, what goes through your head when a hunter's 2 levels down dashes on you? You're thinking, oh, well, who's here with him?
Yeah,
you know? So
I
maybe,
do. But then I also have these things called wards. Nacho has none right now. That's poor placement by him. As soon as his wards die, he needs to be backing, and he's been punished for it there. Good rotation from Gordon, but a competitive game like this, you need to back in as if your wards die. If you do not have them on that side of the map, you need to have vision.
It's
and
so
as soon
criminal.
that second engagement, that second wave coming in, he should have just pretended to back. Wait behind the tower, or wait around the corner so they can't see you. They push in, you still get the wave and the gold. It's safe. He's tried to get the wave too early, and he's been punished for it and a lack of wards.
Wards win games.
Wards do win games. I had a Gilgamesh support earlier, build none.
I feel so bad.
I can't say anything, I was Morrigan jungle.
Oregon jungle. I don't hate it. It's something I enjoy playing.
I had mannequins. I built Warlock staff first. I'm feeling your internal pain. I'm feeling your internal pain.
Yeah, the Warlocks has got me like. I don't mind the mannequins, but the Warlocks is like
Yeah, I know. It was a weird game. We were against the Circuit ADC and on her support, so I figured I could just mess around a little.
So far, this Kumba pick has been coming in really clutch for him. Seems
Impactful.
like. Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really.
No, XD out of position here. Really good Yormo to stop him going into the jungle and actually forcing it, so he has to path into the team. A nice attempted blink from the Kali. I don't think it does enough to get him out though. No, it doesn't. Good Gabot on just the Kumba if they can pick him off. Tyromatize grabbing the kill onto Jormungandr Framdir. 1 for 1 in the end. A lot of ults used.
Think that they could have come away with just the kill on. You know, they could have come away without trading had the Kumba just ulted the Kali as soon as she popped her ult, because he seemed to hold on to it, and they just ended up chasing her into a tower. Had he just ulted,
Yeah.
I think that she just dies then and there near the near the fire giant.
Agreed.
So I think a slight misplay there, but we'll take. It's actually kind of. Yeah, we'll take a jungle Kali for a
Missing
for a
Megatron
solo
out
all
of
day
position.
long.
Really good Geb shield, and missing Megatron actually going to get out Nacho with some great pressure on the Wooper. Zipzap diving in, using all his mana to get the kill, and actually able to get out. I mean, when you've only got 2 there, it's not surprising. He's used the Apollo ult, he's got the kill. And actually, they're looking at Gold Fury from this Benadryl Babylonians. They've got the pressure. And
Good.
Just Feel Different are completely unaware of this. They've got the Merlin they're using.
I'm glad
Very
they've
good
gone
call.
for it.
Has destroyed the goal.
One of these
Yeah.
subs is making all the difference on the calls, you must say. And that gold to still a slight XP lead for Just Built Different, but the gold now in the favour of Benadryl Babylonians. Now, before all of this action happened, say we were trying to take a 1v1 with Tyr. I think Tyr actually beats him right now till Jormungandr shows up.
Till Yorm shows up,
Yeah,
yeah.
just
a bit
ults away.
CC out.
I really like the build coming out from Gordon here with the Witchblade Rush. And risky from Tyr to go
Yeah.
back in here. He should have gotten out while he could. That was a suicide play.
Was that bit of ego play maybe?
That was a huge ego play.
Has to be, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's really poor.
Again, not enough vision to make plays like that in the enemy jungle.
Yeah.
The wards are too deep. If you're going to play up like that, you need to have wards which reflect where you are. His wards are by his own blue buff and a fire giant. He has no coverage of them rotating from their own jungle.
I wonder who shot calls for this team, if because someone needs to be on the leash, pulling your players back when they do things like that. Like, everyone takes risks, but you need to have someone saying, "Oi."
And I'm wondering if normally that's Dorsey.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, maybe they'll give us the answer to that. But someone needs to be there basically screaming at them, like, get the hell out of there.
Benadryl Babylonians making a good play here for the Pyromancer. Just XD running into the back. He has just taken off the solo kill onto Framdir, so he's, with his ult still available, good Geb ult to isolate Gordon there. But nothing else really coming of it. Kuba managing to escape. Actually a very tricky got to lock down his Kuba Karna. I hate it. I really dislike playing into that God when he's not behind.
Yeah, getting behind, and he is so bad though.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, when he's ahead and he's just running around burping at you, it's so obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yawning at you, sorry.
Agreed. Now,
So
things to
annoying.
note here, things I'm picking up on. First off, we are seeing double crit coming out from Benadryl Babylonians, so I want to see at least 2 spectral armors, Just Built Different. Second thing I would like to see is a Sunder, because that Merlin has Book of the Dead.
You know what? During the book of the Dead meta, it was something I was building as a jungler.
Yeah,
Because you could
a
get
lot
away
of
with being a tanky jungler. I was building
Yeah.
Sunder.
I saw a lot of Chark jungle at the time with the Blink Sunder.
Mine
And
was
just going in there and
Gilgamesh. Drop kick into Sunder, job done. And
Yeah.
it was so good, yeah. So I do agree, they do. people were complaining the book build was so obnoxious. Like, well, just build Sunder. Like, it's
Yeah.
really not that
There's-
difficult.
Yeah, like it's not heat giving a shield to everyone. You don't need the AoE thing from the Ankh. Sunder will do. Just use it to pick
Yeah.
off the target. Even if you're not using it for that, if you've got an annoying tank, it's great to just kill the annoying tank. Like,
Yeah, and as someone who does play mid a fair amount,
The enemy has
I can tell you firsthand how heartbreaking it is when your shield prop goes off and someone sunders it straight away, because you think to yourself, oh, I'm going to stick around in this fight because my shield prop's coming up, and then the shield prop comes up and then it disappears, and you're like, bro,
yeah.
well, it's like
Some of it's
what's
just
going
come
on?
into the builds. There are two things
Yeah.
actually with the builds that bring me pain. One of them is the Geb with Stone of Foul.
Your day of judgment.
The other one is that Tyr is now going flat pen instead of going a Spectral after he's got Berserker Shield.
Yeah, I don't like that
Terrible,
stone foul.
terrible choices, both of them, I believe, in this game.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Look, on the other side, Gordon, his second item was to counter the attack speed. He went straight into that Witchblade.
Oh, you die.
You know, Framdir, his damage item is a Divine Rune. He's got the Spirit Robe, so he's got that CCR against the Geb, against the Thoth. He's got like, a good choice of build. I don't like it. I do not think it's smart from the Geb or the Wukong.
The thing is, as well, is when you're playing a Kali. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's good, but he'll get out. That is passive buff. Although Mercury dashing and getting the Thoth beads, he's in the backline fairly freely. Zippy's up picking up Fizzy Fluff. They're diving very hard here. Kali going down as well. And I think
She's
that
running into just twice in 30 seconds. You've seen her run into a tower on her
It
own.
is.
And
And I
one
think-
was with a Kumba standing inside of it. It's not great.
now if the Geb stopped using the ult solo on the Kumba, that would be okay. But the Geb is solo ulting the Kumba every fight at the moment. Nice mez coming up from Zippy, that was up there. But it just means they can't team fight because they're only picking up a tank. But that tank's not relevant anyway. He's already used his kit. Like, you don't need to worry about him being alive. It's irrelevant. Tyr does pick up Zippy Zap here. Gonna go down in response to Cat Monster. Reaper whiffing the ult, but picking up missing Megatron anyway, knowing he had no bead, so he had no way of escaping. And that shows up, but Benadryl Babylonians, do they look to... I don't think they can look to fire here. Not without their Apollo up. I know the Mercury has crit, but he's too low.
I've actually got to jump in here and defend Whooper's honor here, because the
Zoning ult?
ultimate for Mercury was, I love me some Mercury. He ulted the tower so they didn't overshoot him because he knew he could get his dash off. There was no beads on the Foth, right? Because he got him on his previous dash.
Correct.
Great play, Whooper. If you're out there watching, love it, mate. I love a good Mercury play. So I've got to jump in there and just point out.
I'm more just thinking if the
Not
Thoth
many
had...
people think to do that.
Yeah, that is true. But he also could have just aimed at the wall where the Thoth was and hit the both and not overshot it.
Could have done. I could actually just be talking here, praising him up, and it's like, oh, I didn't mean to like ult the tower.
Either way, it's worked out for him. Big farm differences right here. We're looking at Benadryl Babylonians, all of them level 17 and above, and we're on the side of just build different. We praised last game the farming from the mid laner, swapping it over, and missing Megatron. Only just hitting level 17. We're 23 minutes in here. Geb down at level 14. That's some impactful differences in XP. Nacho's being caught up potentially alone. Good ult from Gordon to get him in the air, allow the team to follow up. The Aegis comes out. Really nice body blocking to slow him down. Tries to go in the air, but he's not escaping that.
We do have confirmation from Whooper
Yeah,
in the
he
chat.
did
that
not
it
want to
was-
overshoot.
He did not. Yeah, I got you, Whooper, man. I feel like I'm a Mercury main myself, mate. So I clocked it, mate.
Yeah. And on that front, then,
Nice
I
job,
apologise for the mistake.
I'm sure you'll be there.
I
to
will
jump
openly
in.
admit when I'm wrong.
I'm sure, though, if when I comment on an ADC play and you go, actually, no, Morton, that's criminal. He did it, blah, blah, blah. Go, yeah.
I already told you what happened just off of the minimap earlier.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't have a
Speaking
clue,
of mistakes,
mate.
Zippy Zap's just dived in here on a Sun Wukong while having no mana. Now, if there were any others of his team around, Zippy Zap would be dead right now.
True. Same time. Zippy's
yeah.
just absolutely farms this Wukong this game, though, right?
Oh,
Like,
he does. He absolutely does.
Yeah, he doesn't
Wukong-
even need mana. He just autos him 5 times and he's dead.
You know, the worst thing is he doesn't even need Silver Branch to do that right now. Because
No.
Tyr's built into Jotuns.
Like, flat pen is honestly more valuable for the Apollo at this point than percent pen. I don't the real I don't mind Wukong like building damage and stuff like that, but my problem with it is that when you're playing with a Kali, the Kali traditionally goes into fights a lot later than most other gods generally. Because of how much she can be locked down as she goes in and blah blah blah. But when you've got someone that dies to like 5-8 like auto attacks from an ADC, at that point it becomes like not even worth using your CC on him as a support or to peel, because you just go, well, hit your auto as he dies, and then like what's the Kali gonna do when they've got everything up to peel the Kali? You know, it's a really rough time to build like that if you're if you're playing with a Kali, in my opinion.
Agreed. Now, double life steal coming out from Wooper here. I'm a fan. This man's fed. He's got that Bloodforge shield, the extra movement speed. He's got his pen from Serrated. I'm a big fan of the Bloodforge here. I like it.
Serrated, Bloodforge, 2 items I build all the time on Mercury. I also really like this build. And one thing that I would say here, looking at the way that he's playing, getting in, essentially one-shotting people, I would probably be looking maybe towards a Hydras as well, possibly.
Yeah. Or on that front would an Arendite work as well, potentially?
An Arendite, yeah, for sure. Everyone, like, an Arendite on Mercury is never bad. Because obviously the power and the cooldowns, the speed you get from the passive, it just adds to Mercury's conversion of speed into power, right? So it's always a good item on Mercury.
What happened to the IRL word, Ben?
We ignore you. Shut up. Go away. Bye. Now that's what you call authority.
That's the school teacher.
Absolutely.
School teacher just sent him straight to the Symbian,
stern
mate.
voice. If he comes back again, he's got detention.
Send him straight to the principal, mate.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
the annoying thing is he has completely disrupted my train of thought, because I was going to say something and it's just gone.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, where was he? Hydra's Lament, Arendite.
Just for that, oh yeah, that was it. So the Arendite, one of the most fun things I've ever done, which is why I love Arendite and I like it when it's somewhat in the meta. I remember, good kill here from Nathan. He's actually got his target, so he's able to stay in here, but not able to get his second. He's trying to focus down the Mercury. Zippy's out being chased by Tyr, but out of range. Jordan gonna go down. Actually picking him up. Tyr actually finding the kill on Zippy's up, and really good fight there for Just Built Different. 4 for 1, that's huge. They need to be looking again, these towers now. They need to push down left. No towers left there.
Yeah, no one to defend him either. Mercury's not going to be able to put up a defense against him on his own.
Yeah.
I would surely Geb must have a shield.
Yeah,
here
think
for
so.
him. Yeah, let's go, Geb. Shield him. Shield your boy.
Go in.
Come on, Geb. Shield your boy.
There it is. Oh, he hasn't shielded him.
You got a.
He needs to. Tyr is not tanky. He should not be the one tanking this.
Okay, now Merc should be. Now Merc could be looking at this, licking his lips. I'm thinking, my ult. He's thinking cute.
How well do they even get this tower? Because Nacho's got to tank it now. He could have gone in. Bit of a misplay.
You've got to be using your shield there, buddy, mate. Your solo laner's got 1 defense item.
Indeed.
Let's throw that shield down on him, baby, or tank it for him. Let's go.
Yeah. Now, this is what I was going to say before. Arendite, when it first came out, very fun item. Bit overtuned. Chi-Man ult. You can't imagine that there would be much that's able to keep up with it aside from Mercury, would you?
I see where you're going with this. So if you cheesed him with an Arendite proc capacity.
Thanatos.
Oh,
The Hachiman
so
ulted as I landed on him. I pressed 2 because he was low. I outran a Hachiman in his ult with Thanatos.
That's so
like
cheese.
the whole length of the lane, and I killed him with an auto and then stood there and spam laughed.
I never even got to try that out.
It was pure fluke. I wasn't trying it. I was just like, hang on, I have 900 movement speed. What the fuck?
Do you know how mad I would be if someone did that to me? Like, I would probably punch my keyboard. Honestly, like, I would be so mad that that's happened. Probably be tweeting Ajax at the same time. like slam on the desk and tweet Ajax an angry message.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Speaking of the Arendite, there we go. Arendite for Mercury.
Yep.
It is such a good item for Mercury. Honestly, it's such a good item.
I just like it in general at the moment. Like that sort of reveal and the extra damage you can get on it. Like right now, yellow numbers are king. Yellow numbers in crit are king. So why not? Why not have that
Yeah.
extra bonus? Again, like Gordon picking up the Spear of the Magus again, so that we can see extra damage out. This time with the mage as well, so even more impactful. And then the Emperor's Armor, an item I like at the moment. You see, picked up a lot at the high end of games. Actually, Babylonians just get Fire Giant here. No competing.
I feel
Nacho's
like
gone
they've
in the
just
end,
gotten
though.
everything for free
Yeah.
this game so far.
There's
I
just
just-
been no competition at all.
Nothing. There's been next to no defense on any of these objectives so far.
No. I'm at the stage again. 30 minutes in, there's a 13,000 gold lead. The exact same as last game. Point out there, Nacho had his lead. Credit to him. He's done, I think, more this game than Zippy Zap did on the Izanami last game. I think he's had much more impact. That's why Just Build Different are still somewhat in this, is because he is still an impact. He's managed to get to late game. Good focus from Nathan to allow him to get into late game as well.
Yeah,
But-
and if he positions himself well and plays the fights smart, he is their only way back into this game
Yeah.
at the moment.
What he's doing right now in fighting a Mercury
This is
is
bad.
not smart. What he
He's
needs to be
dead.
good old from Zippy Zap actually to take him into the air. He's gone. And I think with that Benadryl, Babylonians can honestly just siege and end the game.
Yeah,
Good old
I
from
think they
Gordon.
run it
Blue
down
goes
here.
in. Thoth Aegis is out. That is just game. So the one thing Nacho had to do was position behind walls, right? He's got the astral arrows, he just kills people through them. It's the one thing that he's not done. 2 do go down.
That's actually a really good play there by Nope.
Yeah, I agree.
Really,
he has
really
actually
good.
stopped the game ending there.
Yeah, yeah.
Picking up the
So
ADC in the mid laner. I mean, the Mercury's still good push, but they don't take Titan now.
who have they got? It's a solo Geb to. No, they could go for it here. Honestly, the Merc shred, yeah. The Geb's not going to be able to do much. Maybe
Okay,
buy
he
time
can-
for
I'm
Rama to
thinking
get back
if-
in.
Yeah, if he can block enough Mercury autos, but he's just going to go down. There's minions there. Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah, it should
Just
be
game,
game
I don't-
now. Let's just have someone zone this
Gordon,
Rama out.
Gordon doing a great job on that.
Yeah.
I get a
Fair,
really
no
solid
ignoring him.
game from him. Reaper's been very good this game, but you know what? I think man of the match, man of the set is just the support.
Yeah, the Kumbhakana really, like, don't get me wrong, Whooper had an absolute cracky there on the Mercury, but the he did very little wrong, if anything, honestly. But the Kumbha absolutely is an unsung hero, really. That game, even
he's
from the
had
pick
almost-
ban phase.
Yeah, almost perfect support. They've got 22 kills. He has participation in 20. What more do you want from your support except to have 0 kills and 20 assists here? He set up so much for his team by going in, getting the ults to isolate people. Huge game.
And
Almost
yeah,
out damaging the Mercury, which
Yeah.
shows you how little Matt did in game 2 in comparison to game 1. This is what happens when you try to make me say bad things, Matt. Fuck you. You get called out.
Yeah, and I think the issue in this game is a glaring issue, really, for me. The difference between these two, outside of like macro and builds and stuff like that, is the frontline difference between the two. Well, the tanks, really, because obviously Kumba being a pill heavy god, but the solo support gameplay from the Babylonians was just on a different level to Just Built Different, and it's really them that set up this entire game for them. I feel like the Kumba on his own, I think, had more value than both Geb and Wukong. I know Wukong, he's pumped out 21k, but he's built so much damage. He's never not going to. Is it?
None of
You
these
can't
really
let
don't
it-
stuff like them. I don't see anything like it's not going to be impactful enough.
Yeah, yeah. It's for a bit of a frontline difference, a Gordon difference, honestly, a Kumba difference, a Ward difference,
I'd argue a draft
a
difference.
draft difference. Yeah, macro
Even with the
diff.
Mercury into Geb, I think the Geb game 2, the idea was fine, but
The problem is with the
starting to
Geb.
foul, and it never respected the level 1.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, the Geb kept solo ult in the Kumba, right? So, what's he going to do now when a Mercury runs in at at Foff or Nacho? He's got nothing to stop him because that's I mean, obviously the shield's an issue, that the other knockup's an issue, but if he's just going to keep ulting the Kumba, this all getting communicated back in a comp setting. It's like Geb ults down. Like, as a Mercury player, you're going, just tell me when Geb ults down. Cool, Geb ults down. 4 Bosh, and I'm in.
Yeah, and he could use it every single time, like
Every time. He
for free.
rarely went punished. Yeah, so yeah, man of the match, or person of the match, it's got to be Gordon, hands
Agreed.
down, hands
100%.
down. He played unbelievably both games. The Emoja, the Kumba, absolutely insane. Big ups Gordon. Yeah, I actually agree. Tier, I was just looking at the chat. Tier, his biggest mistake was playing Warriors.
Yep.
I agree. Yeah. Unless it's like certain Warriors, yeah. But I mean, some Wukong is like someone I thought in this meta would be very strong though, right? Because it's all about build some damage on. But it just went Berserker shields and that was it.
Yeah. The problem was the theory, right? And this I misinterpreted this patch at the start as well. I will openly admit that I initially didn't like it because I just thought, hang on, warriors are tanky. They can just build more damage and be just as annoying. In fact, more annoying. But instead, they just get shredded. And I think Wukong, he doesn't bring up much to the table other than poke and damage. And when that's irrelevant, like he brings nothing
Yeah.
as a pick.
Yeah, and when you've got
Tier played it relatively okay, but it's just not going to impact.
when you play the Wukong Foff, yeah, I would have expected sort of a slower engagement from their team. Like yeah, as you say, the poke battle was kind of theirs to take, really.
Yeah.
I think
They couldn't poke because the thing is, you're looking at a team where if you step up to poke, you're going to get Kumba ulted, you're going to get Yorm ulted, you're going to get Apollo, Mercury ulted. They had so much engage on poke.
hmm
Yeah.
I'll take that trade as a Wukong, right? My one for a Kumba ult.
Not if you die though.
Be like spamming 4 as I come down, be like that. Be like, this will be me on my way down. Yeah, hopefully you can survive the damage as you land, right? But not with that build, you won't.
If it's channeled well, yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what Berserker shield for defense. And none of them got spectral, which is really disappointing. You're seeing a double crit. Well, why are you not buying spectral armor? Honestly, even on the Thoth could have got it that game.
New voice. Hello.
Oh.
Gonna go over the knockout stage that puts Benadryl Babylonians against Face Down. Now on the other side of the bracket, we still got the Trolls, Protectors of GSL, and Winnie Brigade to schedule the game and play it. Whoever wins that goes up against Kin Skies.
This feels bad. Feels bad for you guys.
You know what's absolutely troll for you? I'm just gonna say Protectors wanted to play their first game of this tournament that ends on the 6th, by the way, on the 4th.
5th? On the 4th. No, they can go away.
You want to play 3 sets in 3 days? I don't think so.
No, they should have to play it by the end of Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
No. Hopefully that game gets scheduled soon. But it's gonna be an interesting game between Space Down and Benadryl Babylonians. What are you guys' thoughts on that matchup? Oh, well, actually, you're both on both teams. So
between Spaced Out and the Babylonians.
Oh wait, no, you're on Kins. My bad.
I'm on Spaced Out. I mean, looking at it today, I think as a team, like they They actually didn't themselves put a huge amount of pressure on duo lane. We'll see if that's something that actually comes out. But honestly, we just got to kind of farm up and not like fall behind on that side of the map. And we'll be okay. I think like our rotations, team fights are good. I think it'll be a close game, depending on how many subs they have. If Marsh is ADC, oh boy, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm gonna give you my my take on someone that's sort of impartial now.
Probably
Benadryl,
better.
Benadryl Babylonians versus Spaced Out. Judging by the way that obviously playing both teams, Spaced Out are just at the moment they're just the better team by like the Babylonians are good. They're very good. I think they're probably the third best team in the league. But I think the gap between Spaced Out and the Babylonians is quite large at the moment. Just based off of like when we saw today, you've got a Darji into an Eastern Army. Like the only really gankable lane consistently for you is the Eastern Army, and you don't go out there at all. That's just it's criminal. That's not something that if it was Spaced Out, I know for a fact you'd be banging trouble in that game.
Yeah, because I'd be playing
yeah.
as an army. That's a big problem.
Yeah, a big fat Eastern Army. Yeah, and whilst Gordon and he's popping off. He's popping off on this support pick. It's not something it's easy to shut down, right? Because
they were given the lane, so he
they
was
were
allowed to farm
exactly.
ahead.
He sort of just walked around doing what he wanted, diving under towers early,
Eb was trying to
living.
catch up too much.
Yeah, they and also they've got the sub in playing jungle. I don't know whether Matt plans to go back to jungle or whether he wants to stay in mid. If I think he should be staying in mid personally. And he needs it's his best role. And I think that I give that game to Spaced Out for sure at the moment.
My biased opinion obviously agrees. We are just better.
Yeah, we saw a matchup earlier, like about 2-3 weeks ago, and it was a 2-0 on the side of Spaced Out, if I remember correctly. But Benadryl have picked up some new players, right? Can't name them. Don't remember. Sipsap, I believe, is the new one, right? Was it? Yeah, he's on the Benadryl Babylonians on now. And then they have they have Sam WH, who I haven't seen play yet. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. Hopefully they can field the full team, both teams. That'd be awesome. It's not the same, when a substitute's coming in, and
Agreed.
yeah,
I'm just happy that all these games happen during half term, because we finish on the 6th, and that's when I go back to work. So that means I can actually play.
I think Benadryl will win.
Think.
Yeah, I think. I'm adamant on it.
I didn't know
actually.
you were capable of thinking.
Oh no, I think sometimes.
Is that why you play Blink Up Wash Mid?
It was a genius idea, and I'm bringing it next set. You wait.
Oh,
Snow will be
please
trembling in
do.
his boots.
Please do.
I'm a man of my word.
So where are you going to be? You might as well do an interview actually, I suppose. I would kind of like to speak to Gordon as well, actually.
We weren't in a team call. It would just mean Zips Up.
Okay, so
honestly, I weren't planning on it. I was just coming to join to say we were going to win. But I mean, if Printer's okay with it, I don't think he is. Printers, you quick. We'll be so quick.
All right.
Just like Matt Sex Life.
Yes.
So what's next for you then? Do you plan on returning to the jungle, or are you going to stay in mid?
Honestly, I want to play mid. Whether that will happen, I don't know. I think once all the transfers happen, we're gonna look to just swap it about. Keep like changing our rosters. We have like really good squad depth. I think we have the best squad depth in the league, honestly. Like as a 7. So we're just gonna look to change it around as much as possible. I think for games, I think Marsh at the minute's a bit busy, so I think ADC sort of set. And yeah, it just depends on our team's availability. Oh, Zipzap wants in. Move Zipzap quickly.
Will I move to a
does it just quickly though? Does it not worry you that like changing it around too much might just cause people to be, you're suddenly having to go from role to role, that it might just kind of put people off of like they're forgetting who they've got in different roles and the cohesion's not quite there? Is that not a possibility?
I'm confident in my squad. I know my 7 are all really good, really good players, and we all get on really well. So, speaking of our best players, my goats arrived.
Gordon's not here.
Yeah,
Yo,
where is Gordon?
you was all underrating Zip Zap. Zip Zap did so well, man.
No, we
Also,
didn't underrate him, but Gordon just had an absolute fucking, blinder set.
You did.
So good, so good. Who's making the calls for
Hello,
those
Zip.
picks, by the way? And is that
I think it
called?
was all a group effort. Really, I remember I called for the Jormungandr and the Kumbhakana.
The Kumba was the good one. The Yorm was meh.
I suggested the Chiron as well. Game 1, which was a pretty nice pick just to round out
Chiron,
against Madaji.
it was a good, nice little counter to
If
the
I was
couple
good
of
at Smite
CTs.
Game, I would have picked Hell, but I'm not, so I picked Chiron. Yeah. Zip Zap, you got anything to say? Any questions for Zip?
Your first game, isn't it, Zip?
Well, do you count the scouting game that I played in?
No, it doesn't count.
First game for the
That's
team.
an infest, right? Scouting game. So how do you feel like it went for you this game? Would you?
I went and played some Smite game.
That's a bad question, really, wasn't it?
What was it? Well, so going into the new team, then obviously a team with a lot of changes, a lot of shift around, new blood coming in, and free agents. What was the cohesion like working as a unit there with people that you'd not necessarily played with before, from arguably the most important role?
I mean, there was some slight miscommunication, but that happens. Also, me just inting and dumb.
I think I'll take it from here. On a general thing, I think our macro was very, very good. I think it's the best we've had. And I think all our objective calls were really good. I think we had one tiny slip where we were like, oh yeah, let's just do pyro, but we eventually went on fire.
Because the team didn't realize I was there.
Yeah, he was just But
I backed for full silver branch kins and said, guys, I'm coming, and then I got there, got 2 kills, and nobody realized I got those 2 kills.
Yeah, but honestly, I think going forward, I think no matter who we play, either Marsh or Zip Zap, I think we have the best duo lane in the league, and it's not even close. So yeah, I'm really confident going forward.
You're gonna throw shade on the.
It's a bold statement,
but
considering their duo lane got 2-0'd against ours the other week. Hard 2-0'd.
It was our first. It was our ping diff copium. We all went on holiday, group trip, team training exercise.
In all reality, though, talking smack, I do look forward to hopefully a good game.
Yeah, it'll be great.
You can put on a bit of a show for people.
I'll play Rat and Humbats.
Please.
Or Alplash.
That's like the quickest way into the losers bracket, that is.
Yeah. If I'm feeling spicy, I might play Susano or Scaddy, maybe. If my team will let me.
Or the other team. You won't be playing it against us, that's for sure.
Why?
Because you won't be in the final.
Yeah, that's why.
So I think this interview's ended now, guys. Thank you for having me. Au revoir.
Also,
thank you for Whooper, who's in chat as well, for subbing once again. My goat, the best Mercury. Not the best emoji, that's still Gordon's.
That is absolutely sacrilegious, that is.
I'm sorry, Morton, it's just the truth. I've already given it him on the chart.
That's criminal, mate. That's criminal.
Sorry. No bias.
I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for the interview and the exciting and unexpected set. I would say I didn't expect Benadryl to come out 2-0 this. Thought it'd be close. I didn't think it would be a 2-0, but it was close both games. Good set. That'll be all.
Yeah.
See you
whenever the next game gets organised.
Not a single game's been scheduled.
Yggdrasil's get your asses into gear.
Thursday night and there's only been one game played and scheduled. Oh, let's go.